So the exhibition explores how Gabrielle Chanel really shaped the modern woman's wardrobe, from the opening of her first boutique in 1910 to the closing to her last collection in 1971. And we really wanted to map out the defining elements of her unique fashion vision that still influence the way we dress today. Yeah, so of course there are several elements that we're all very familiar with in terms of what Gabrielle Chanel contributed to 20th century fashion, things like the little black dress or Chanel No. 5. But in this exhibition we expand out from that and we really look in detail at how her approach to design influenced the way we all dress. So there are certainly some more surprising elements. We were really conscious to put in her more colourful designs and to sort of spotlight her, as she was a fantastic colourist, as well as her experiments with textiles. Throughout her career, she was quite radical in her approach to using unconventional textiles, so things like cotton for evening wear, and of course her popularisation of tweed in the 1920s. I mean, she first started using tweed in the 1920s, and that was in part inspired by her connections to Britain. So obviously it was a textile sort of traditionally produced in Britain and worn for sporting activities. And so she was inspired by those sort of hunting and fishing wear, but she took those fabrics, the tweed fabrics, and used them in her fashionable Parisian couture designs, and really made tweed something fashionable for the street as well as for the country. And then she revisits that again in the 1950s. And what's quite remarkable about that time is the really experimental textiles. So we get, if you have a look at that room, there's some fantastic textures, brilliant use of colour, a real richness in the textiles, as well as, of course, the actual form of the suits themselves. Yeah, so we have a fantastic suit from Spring/Summer 1959 in the V&A's collection that was worn by, of course, the Hollywood actor Lauren Bacall, and there's a fantastic photograph of her wearing it at Heathrow Airport off on holiday with her children. And we also have suits worn by Marlene Dietrich. Jewellery is a really defining element. It's an important part of Gabrielle Chanel's approach to dressing. So it's a section of the exhibition that we really had to delve into and include. And there's everything from some very Art Deco designs from the 1920s to some beautiful botanical inspired floral necklaces from the 1930s. And of course her very historical inspired designs that she worked on in the 50s and 60s.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download MetroTV Extend sekarang.